From this angle.
Oh my God, oh my God.
Saw the smoke come up, and the explosion shook the house clear over here. They ran one into the Pentagon and into the World Trade Center, and we're watching it on TV, and this one happened.
With 50 people dead, and perhaps more ultimately, and dozens more wounded, we cannot afford to talk around issues anymore. We have to address these issues head on. I called for a ban after San Bernardino and was met with great scorn and anger. But now, many years, and I have to say, many years, but many are saying that I was right to do so. And although the pause is temporary, we must find out what is going on. We have to do it. It will be lifted, this ban, when and as a nation we're in a position to properly and perfectly screen these people coming into our country. They're pouring in, and we don't know what we're doing. The immigration laws of the United States give the president powers to suspend entry into the country of any class of persons. Now, any class, it really is determined and to be determined by the president for the interests of the United States. And it's as he or she deems appropriate. Hopefully it's he in this case. I will use this power to protect the American people. When I'm elected, I will suspend immigration from areas of the world where there is a proven history of terrorism against the United States, Europe, or our allies, until we fully understand how to end these threats. We cannot continue to allow thousands upon thousands of people to pour into our country, many of whom have the same thought process as this savage killer. Many of the principles of radical Islam are incompatible with Western values and institutions.
Donald Trump's rhetoric didn't even hit me hard until last week. I had my absolute best childhood friend. Since I was 6 years old, she lived across the street. I saw her mother as a mother, and they're white Christians, and her mom on Facebook posted this super hateful post about Muslims. But I saw this post and I just broke down in tears. It was so hard for me to see. And I wrote her this long letter, like, you know us. Like, we're my mom, like, you guys know each other. I just went to your wedding last year. Like, we're the Muslim family that you know, and you know we're not like that.
What do you think people misunderstand about the values of Islam? I think they believe too much that the religion places an emphasis on violence.
Shamia?
It's the person that's violent, not the religion.
Arja?
And when you nitpick a certain religion or you try and find out certain verses from any sort of text, you're going to find the violent verses. The Quran was written in Arabic, which is a deeply metaphorical language where one word has hundreds of meanings. So if you want to define it in a violent sense, you're going to be able to define it in a violent sense the same way if you want to define it in a peaceful sense, which 1.5 billion people do.
Asked to sample opinion for the NewsHour, PBS stations around the country came away with a wide range of perception and misperception. In San Antonio, Texas,
I feel that Islam has the image of wanting to conquer the world. They want to establish not only their religion, but the Sharia law and all that goes along with Islam. And I don't think it's good for America. I don't think it's good for the world.
I do know that their ultimate goal, according to the Quran, is world domination of their religion. The difference between Christianity and Islam is that in Christianity, Christ died for us. In Islam, you die for Allah.
in Boise, Idaho.
I don't see it as any more radical than any of the other faiths. You have fringe groups in every faith, whether it is Muslim, Mormon, Jew.
In Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
I don't know. I'm aware of the homegrown terrorists, and it's a frightening thing.
In San Diego, California.
Well, I see they're persecuted a lot because of what happened 9/11, you know, but I think they're just like us, same people.
Lots of other religious groups have extremists too, and unless they come and attack us, we don't pay any attention.
And in Rochester, New York.
A lot of fanatics take it to the extremes, and that's where you get the overall view that Islam is a bad religion per se, but it's not. It's a religion just like any other, with the same tenets as any other religion.
Thank you all very much for your hospitality. We've just had a wide-ranging discussions on the matter at hand. Like the good folks standing with me, the American people were appalled and outraged at last Tuesday's attacks. And so were Muslims all across the world. Both Americans, our Muslim friends and citizens, tax-paying citizens, and Muslims in nations were just appalled and could not believe what we saw on our TV screens. These acts of violence against innocents violate the fundamental tenets of the Islamic faith. And it's important for my fellow Americans to understand that. The English translation is not as eloquent as the original Arabic, but let me quote from the Quran itself. In the long run, evil in the extreme will be the end of those who do evil. For that they rejected the signs of Allah and held them up to ridicule. The face of terror is not the true faith of Islam. That's not what Islam is all about. Islam is peace. These terrorists don't represent peace. They represent evil and war. When we think of Islam, we think of a faith that brings comfort to 1 billion people around the world. Billions of people find comfort and solace and peace. And that's made brothers and sisters out of every race. Out of every race. America counts millions of Muslims amongst our citizens. And Muslims make an incredibly valuable contribution to our country. Muslims are doctors, lawyers, law professors, members of the military, entrepreneurs, shopkeepers, moms and dads, and they need to be treated with respect. In our anger and emotion, our fellow Americans must treat each other with respect. Women who cover their heads in this country must feel comfortable going outside their homes. Moms who wear cover must not be intimidated in America. That's not the America I know. That's not the America I value. I've been told that some fear to leave. Some don't want to go shopping for their families. Some don't want to go about their ordinary daily routines because by wearing cover they're afraid they'll be intimidated. That should not and that will not stand in America. Those who feel like they can intimidate our fellow citizens to take out their anger don't represent the best of America. They represent the worst of humankind, and they should be ashamed of that kind of behavior. Now, this is a great country. It's a great country because we share the same values of respect and dignity and human worth. And it is my honor to be meeting with leaders who feel just the same way I do. They're outraged, they're sad, they love America just as much as I do. And I want to thank you all for giving me a chance to come by, and may God bless us all. Thank you.